Thank you. Father, respond to the ministry of my purpose. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. The way the ministry is a national disgrace. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. The Liberia is benefiting our country in the national disgrace. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. President Waka Ascension, my purpose and the ministry. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. When the children causing water, they be laughing. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. The dignity of our people is being spared the more. Thank you. Manda. 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 Manda.
Deke my way, deke my way, deke my way, deke my way, trouble coming, my way so 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 my way, deke my way, my way. Neke my way, my way, neke my way, my way, you coming, my way so my way, Father Sano, my way so my way, Father Sano, my way so my way, Father Sano, my way so my way, neke my way, my way, neke my way, my way, you coming, my way so my way, you coming, my way so my way, Father Sano, my way so my way, Father Waka, my way so my way, Father Kumu, my way so my way.
Manda, reactionary tendency. Reactionary tendency. Manco ministry. Manco ministry. Tell you the boss are intoxicated of government salary. Tell you. They get to be so that causing is not a cause. Tell you. La bonne pays, le cause in a main passe. Tell you. Manda.
Viva! Viva! Faça viva! Viva! Comitória de placa, viva! The minister of my park, Zeyo!
Banda! Thank you, comrades. Today we'll go down in history that the Alternative National Congress, the alternative to the political status quo that has kept this country in decadence, that has distributed ignorance and poverty across the landscape of the country, the ANC offers a third path. Today at the Ministry of Information, when you cause man cause, they hire your salary on. When you cause power cause, they give you promotion. This is the moral ground that the president has endorsed at the Ministry of Information. When these people cannot challenge us on the facts, that since their inception, nothing has changed. And we'll be unbending with that assertion that nothing has changed since President Bouaka, the 42-year experienced president, came to power. They do not have responsibility for us, so they will rather cause our mind, cause our power. For us, we will not cause mind and power. What we will do will continue to tell the Liberian people the truth. Therefore, the pen pusher of our party, the Secretary General of the Alternative National Congress, will be addressing the press and teaching these boys some morals, to respect the dignity of our parents, to respect those who pay their salaries, so that it do not derail the integrity of that institution. The Ministry of Information should be explaining government policy. The Ministry of Information should be telling our people what has changed. But there is nothing to say. So they will curse you, they will say you tall, they will say you short. But unfortunately for them, Mr. Kumi is installed in President Bwaka. So if short people can see, I see why the country is like this. Because everybody in the room taller than the president. So you see the results and revert to innuendos. Because they do not have debate. But today we will not be addressing the press. We would like to recognize the presence of National Executive Committee members of our party. We have Madam Kula Kazolu here present. She's the women wing chair of our party. We have Queen Yunus Yakpengba. She's the vice chair on finance and investment. And of course, we have other eminent and permanent members in our midst that are members of the National Executive Committee of the party. Today is a precedent in the ANC that we will not take anything before the law on Kumis. They say a fingerprint document for President Bwaka political agenda. The law on him, they call him gay. Today the posture the ANC has taken, the posture Mr. Kumi has taken, we will nip everything in the bud. We will not allow no lie to fly across this country, especially lies that will anchor on the political survivability of the ANC. However, and moving swiftly on, we want to recognize the most powerful man in our midst and the man who was ultimately addressed the press. So, Comrade Media, with Amanda, we would like to welcome to this podium the pen pusher of our party, the man who is going to teach Dana Sano, a black bottom minister, some morals. To tell them that nothing has happened. If they want to challenge us to the debate, we are open to have that conversation. What has changed? You promise that you are going to deal with Kush. Today the ghetto is expanding. The government has no solution for that. You said you are going to attract foreign direct investment. Today we have many unemployed graduates and struggling degree holders in the country. Market women cannot afford. Loans are very difficult. The interest rate are skyrocketing. President, nothing has changed. If that angers you, then you are angry because we spoke the truth. So the National Secretary General of our party will address the media. Amanda. Amanda.
Fellow Liberians, partisans, well-wishers of the Multi-Alternative National Congress,
South,
members of the press, ladies and gentlemen, the Alternative National Congress strongly condemns the reckless, bastard who should be the Minister of Information, Cultural Affairs and Tuition against our esteemed political leader, Mr. Alexander Berlin Cummings. In one of his recent alcoholic outbursts, PR described Mr. Cummings as a dishonest man, a statement that exposes not only PR's desperation, but also his abuse of public office and constant drunkenness. As a supposedly information minister, PR is constitutionally mandated to provide truthful, factful, and transparent information to the Liberian people about the actions of the government. Unfortunately, instead of honoring that sacred duty for which he's collecting fat salary and huge benefits from taxpayers' money monthly, The loose structure has reduced the Ministry of Information, Cultural Affairs, and Tourism to a political attack center, where lies, propaganda, and insults against political opponents. That his position requires dignity, integrity, and accountability, not buttered a semblance of the rear of the mob politics. His daily habit of verifying critics of the Bwaka administration has brought shame upon the office he occupies and the already failing government. Rather than peddling lies about Mr. Cummings, we challenge the straight dog of a minister to face the truth and inform the Liberian people about the real crisis confronting our nation. Crisis that the United Party-led government is failing measurably to address. 1. On the economy. Under the luxury-driven President Joseph Numa Bwaka's leadership, the Liberian economy has collapsed into hopelessness.
You gonna know the economy collapse because you 1.7 million cars.
Prices of basic commodities, including rice, gasoline, transportation, and even drinking water, have skyrocketed beyond the reach of ordinary citizens. The cost of living is unbearable, while salaries remain stagnant or unpaid in some cases. Even more shameful in the fact that the exchange rate has dropped drastically, yet market prices remain high. This clearly proves that the problem is not the exchange rate, but the gross mismanagement, incompetence, and lack of economic control under the Bwaka administration. While the Liberian dollar strengthens on paper, the Liberian people continue to suffer in reality. Businesses are closing. Civil servants are protesting daily, either against bad labor practices or low wages. Investors are fleeing. Job opportunities have disappeared. The government's lack of fiscal discipline and poor leadership have plunged our people deeper into poverty and despair in secretive deals, such as the questionable procurement of the 82 yellow machines, about which the propaganda minister continues to remain silent. If PR truly serves the public, he will explain the bidding process, the source of funding, and the beneficiaries of those contracts, not divert attention with political insults.
Say yo, the people not going to tell the result into insult. Say yo.
The ANC calls on officials of government to pay keen attention to the failures and challenges that the government is faced with, which includes the very bad state of the economy with primary focus on the bread and butter issues. The slow and ineffective execution of its own arrest agenda. The multitudinous degree of opulence by the officials of the government as manifested in the purchase of luxurious vehicles from the presidency to ministers of government, including PR. For its officials at 90,000 United States dollars apiece, while many citizens cannot afford a meal or simple medication? Is this really a rescue mission or a ransacking mission? On the healthcare crisis, the nurses have no tools to save lives.
Zayo, the rescuer need to be rescued. Zayo.
Pregnant women are turned away from hospitals due to the lack of beds and essential drugs. While President Bouaka and his officials enjoy medical treatment abroad at the expense of struggling taxpayers, ordinary Liberians cannot even afford pain relief.
The vice president of regional flew abroad.
The government has made no investment in improving hospital infrastructure, healthcare worker salaries, or rural health services. Instead of addressing these harsh realities, the diarrhea of a mob minister finds comfort in attacking key opposition figures like Mr. Alexander Bailey Cummings. A shameful reflection of a government that has lost moral and political directions. On the drug crisis, every day, Liberia's future, its young people, is being destroyed by the unchecked spread of narcotic drugs. Entire communities have been consumed by the plague of kush, spark and dye, and solar panel, daily drugs that are killing and enslaving young men and women across the nation. Yet, the Bouaka administration has done. Families are crying, communities are broken, and schools are losing students daily to drugs. But all the loose talker can find time to do is insult Mr. Cummings, whose character is unquestionable. We ask, where is the government's compassion for a pedestrian intellectual?
We beat them in the policy debate.
Zayo. Viva! Viva! We're beating this son. Viva!
On corruption and governance. This government came to power preaching integrity and accountability, but has delivered only deceit, secrecy, and corruption. From the unexplained handling of public contracts to the silent cover-up of scandals, including the rape allegation against Deputy Minister McGill. This administration continues to insult the intelligence of the Liberian people and abuse the character, sanctity of our women and young girls. Let me repeat this. This administration continues to insult the intelligence of the Liberian people and abuse the character and sanctity of our women and young girls.
We are Raspan Zayo!
Reactionary tendency.
Abbas!
With this mass material.
Abbas!
Pia and his boss, President Bouaka, are in no moral position to call anyone dishonest. They are the architects of dishonesty.
Zayo, Bouaka walking dishonesty.
Zayo!
Men who campaigned on promises of reform, but now preside over an administration defined by hypocrisy, incompetence, and betrayal.
If you confront the paper, only parable you get
Zayo!
On leadership and integrity. Unlike Pia's boss, President Bouaka, Mr. Alexander B. Cummings has built his life on integrity, results, and service. He has never stolen from the Liberian people. He has never used public office to enrich himself. His record in business and politics stands as a model of what leadership should look like. We therefore warn propagandist Pia and his bulldog Daniel Sanu, who is suffering from identity crisis. The man does not know which country he's from. When he goes to Grand Bassa County, the people ask him the name Sanu does not belong to Grand Bassa. He goes to Bombing County, he's there, trying to find his way out. Where is Daniel Sanu coming from?
Reactionary.
What is his country of origin?
Refugee.
Abbas.
Lima.
Abbas. You know a country.
Abbas.
Every time you attack our leader, and by extension, I'm sorry, let me go over this again. Maybe you didn't hear me well. We therefore want propaganda spear and his bulldog, Daniel Sando, who is suffering from identity crisis. Every time you attack our leader, and by extension our sacred institution, the Alternative National Congress, ANC, you will meet strong, fearless, and factual resistance. We will not allow the repetition of a decent man to be tarnished by a government drowning in corruption and failure. Conclusion. In conclusion, the Alternative National Congress stands firm in its commitment to speak truth to power and defend the interests of the Liberian people. PR must stop abusing his office and start performing his duties. The Liberian people are suffering. The nation is bleeding and time is running out. Liberia deserves better leadership. Leadership with vision, honesty, and compassion. Mr. Cummings represents that hope. Until this government begins to serve the people instead of itself, we will continue to expose its lies, challenge its failures, and confront its dishonesty, boldly, publicly, and unapologetically.
Yeah, you go for that juggler Vince. Yeah, you.
Long live Mr. Alexander Bennett Cummings. Long live the ANC. Long live the people of Liberia. Thank you.
Manda.
Wait.
Manda.
Wait.
Manda.
Wait.
Manda.
Wait.
Manda.
Wait.
Yeah, you.
Zayo.
Yeah, so, gentlemen.
I know you want to give a call for you. Zayo.
So at this point, we'll entertain questions from the press. Yeah. Your name and your institution you represent.
Yeah, my name is Joseph Sadi and I report for Lata FM TV. Where we see on walk from walk conversation between you and the Ministry of Information, and what difference after your convention, what difference are you bringing as a party that the way the Liberians, ordinary Liberians used to see the ANC? So can you tell us what difference are you bringing right after your convention?
So thank you very much, Lata TV. One major difference we bring in after our convention is to be robust, to not be defending, but be very offensive. And that's the mission we're on now. So the question about, sorry again, what was the question?
Will we see
Wars and wars?
Yeah, between.
We understand those guys are very less busy. We know that they have nothing much to do at the Ministry of Information. That's why they sit there and insult serious amount of people in this country. People who are contributing immensely to the progress of our country. And so, the only job we do have is to remain at the National Party headquarters here. Sit and come after all of the stray dogs who will not be very conscious-minded. We will keep you on track. We will remind you that you have government work to do, but at the same time, get you to live by what you're supposed to live by in keeping with the duty as a minister or whoever you are. But we can tell you for sure that we are ready, we prepared. Whatever anybody will say after here or any other day, we're ready to get back at them and ensure that our characters, especially that of our political leader, is maintained, is safe, and we're going to protect it to the letter at which we will protect it.
Yeah, so who does? Yeah, I take it.
So thank you so much. My name is Achi Boy and I report for the Verity newspaper. Do you care to tell us what was that exact statement from the Minister of Information or his deputy towards your stand-up bearer that prompted this interview?
You are a journalist.
For
So
those,
you are a journalist. In
for
fact,
those
I
of
believe that you follow that. So there's no need to repeat anything here. We have addressed them adequately and we know that they are taking notes. They're going to govern themselves going forward.
Yes, so yeah, I take it.
So good afternoon, I'm Emmanuel Chileda Gaswa and I work at QFN as editor-in-chief. So I listened to you very keenly and I also listened to the both minister and deputy minister for the Ministry of Information. But my concern is that I heard you, referring to the minister and the deputy minister as straight door and using some, foul language. So what set you apart from
What's your definition of foul language?
Foul language are, and what we refer to as nuisance. When you speak to somebody,
When people become uncontrollable.
So what?
How do you express whatever you want to express to them? You want to put them to check. To tell them that you know who they are.
Yeah. So my question is, what this?
We are far different from them. I understand your question.
So we get your question.
We are far different from
Let me
them.
respond.
We are far different from them. The reason why we are far different from them is because we are providing, we are speaking to policy issues while dealing with them, in the different respective roles that they're supposed to be in. All right. So we far different from them. If you follow their press conference or whatever, they will not speak to the bread and butter issues of our country, and that is what we are holding them back. They should be speaking to these things. These things, these bread and butter issues in our country are affecting all of us, including you, Brother Emmanuel. So we are far different from them because we are speaking to what they're supposed to be speaking to. So that's the difference between us.
We'll take it better before.
My name is Anthony. And, my question is,
Which institution, please?
I represent the Liberian investigator.
Okay.
How long are you going to engage into these kind of exchanges with the Ministry of Information? That's one. Second, what's the difference between you, the Minister of Information, the Deputy Minister of Information, with respect to the wars?
That was a similar question.
I've already answered. And don't ask you a question. Somebody asked it.
No, I said, what's the difference?
But we already answered it.
So you didn't answer the difference between...
Hello.